morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the location and the time you are allocating to watch this video. And welcome to MUSINGS for the Fellowship. My name is Eunice Kakari.
It's MUSINGS time. It's the word on MUSINGS. A seminar. Kindly feel free to subscribe, comment, share, like, click the notification bell for more videos. More MUSINGS.
This is where we all go back to see episode 1 in case we missed it, and also to refreshing our memories before we continue today's episode. Be blessed.
The American Psychiatric Association defines mental illness as health conditions involving changes in emotion, thinking, or behavior, or a combination of these. Mental illness is common. Mental illness can be associated with distress and or problems functioning in social work or family activities. So we are in a generation where we quickly quit. We quit our relationships, we quit our jobs. Sometimes we even wish that families or WhatsApp groups that we would leave. We quit church, we quit clubs, we are quitting on everything, all in the name of mental illness. And the American Psychiatric Association is explaining mental illness that it is the health conditions involving any change in our emotions, any change in the way we think or behave, because certainly how we feel will affect how we think and how we behave. I learned something from an Apostle Joshua Salmon, and he was saying that we have 3 stages of decision making, and they are all based on the 3 facets of the human faculty. If let's say immediately fire touches your hand, the quick reaction is to either lick it, even though I don't know how that magic works, as if licking it will reduce the heat, or you put it under some running water or something. That is a quick response to what your emotions are. So there's that emotional level of decision making based on what our body naturally would, what reaction our body naturally would give. And then also there is the faculty of the mind. Morally, you'll be thinking, okay, this person just stepped on my toe. Morally, socially, based on where I am, based on social construct, what is the right thing for me to do at the moment? Okay, I feel like stepping back on his toe, but I've learned that forgiveness, or if I don't hit the person back, there will be no need for further conflict, so let me just forgive. And that is socially what you feel is right. Or when you're coming from a place where you deal with tit for tat, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, you go in for that, you retort or retaliate exactly in the same manner. If they stepped on my toes, I also have to step on their toes. So that is the solical realm of the mind in decision making. And then when it gets to the spiritual realm, once you are religious, or depending on what your object of worship is or what you believe in spiritually, you focus on what your rules or what laws are guarding your religion or your way of worship, and then you consider it. So as a Christian, you learn forgiveness, that we should not repay evil for evil or insult with insult, but with blessing, because it is so we're called. That has been the inherited blessing. So to not hinder your blessings or even hurt your neighbor, because the Bible says we should love our neighbor as ourselves. So if you wouldn't like to be stepped on your toe back, if you do it to somebody, whether intentionally or unintentionally, because you wouldn't want that, and because God says so, not because of how you are feeling, not because of what society is saying that it is right to step back or slap them back, you say, okay, I'll forgive. And even when they slap you on one cheek, the Bible says you should turn the other side as well. So it's not a tit for that something. And that realm is the spiritual realm. So we have the physical, the solical, and the spiritual realms that affect our decision making. And so once your soul is polluted, your decisions are going to be exactly what you have fed it. So the body is controlled by what our spirit tells, what our soul tells our spirit to act upon. So we're saying that mental illness, according to the American Psychiatric Association, they are health conditions involving changes in our emotions, the way we feel, the way we think, or the way we behave, or all three. So your emotions change, how you think changes, and that affects what you do. And then mental illness can be associated with the stress and the problems functioning in social work or family activities. So generally, the things that are surrounding us daily in our families, at the workplace, in our churches, in our schools, in our communities, all of these things come together to affect the way we think, the way we act, and then how we feel.
It's musings time. It's the word on music.
So about mental health problems, is what causes mental health problems. This can have a wide range of causes, and it's likely that for many people there is a complicated combination of factors. Although different people may be more deeply affected by certain things than others. So factors such as childhood abuse, trauma, or neglect. So childhood abuse, rape, physical assault, I think beatings, starvation, and so many different things go on as children. People witness their families being killed in war times, during robbery operations, accidents, so many other factors. There's abuse, and these abuses lead to trauma and then neglect. There's also social isolation or loneliness. When a person is isolated from anything that gets them socialized, okay, it also causes mental health issues. There's also the one cause is experiencing discrimination and stigma, including racism. So let's say racism is even too far. It's a bigger topic anyway, but when you find yourself in an environment where let's say you're African and you find yourself in Asia or America, Australia, anywhere, and the people are seriously racist, or they tell people apart based on where you're coming from. It's also, back in the day, we see it from movies and from history that people were discriminated against just because they were blacks. And then also there is the stigma of diseases. Somebody can have HIV or even COVID. This COVID that just passed. People who other people got to know about that they contracted or they caught the COVID disease were somehow stigmatized. There's also social disadvantage, poverty, or debt. So depending on where you are, it brings this level of inferiority complex, and it can affect people mentally. There's also bereavement. When people lose people close to them, it becomes a nightmare, and it haunts them for the rest of their life. There's also severe or long-term stress. There's also having a long-term physical health condition. Just thinking about that health condition is able to make one's emotions, thinking, or pattern of behavior change. There's also unemployment or losing your job. So generally losing anything, losing a relationship, losing your family, losing your job, losing anything at all that is so dear to you can also lead to mental health illness. There's also homelessness or poor housing when people are in the streets and there's no homes. Especially for people who have traveled or for some reason lost their property, they become homeless and society looks down on them, and that's a form of mental torture. There's also a long-term carer for someone, and then there's drug and alcohol misuse that can also lead to mental illness. There's domestic violence, bullying, or other abuse as an adult. Okay, that one also leads to mental illness. There's significant trauma even as an adult, such as military combat. Did I watch the movie where a man was a soldier and he almost died at the battlefield, but by God's grace he returned home, and the wife was pregnant. I think the wife lost the baby. And when the man came back, the man was still felt conscious. He always felt as if he's in the battlefield, and I didn't pay attention to how. I think I left, so there was, I don't know, I didn't end the movie, but just traumatized the man for a while, and being involved in a serious incident in which you feared for your life, or being the victim of a violent crime as well. There are also physical causes, for example, a head injury or neurological conditions such as epilepsy can have an impact on your behavior and mood. It's important to rule out potential physical causes before seeking further treatment for a mental health problem. Lifestyle factors such as work, diet, drugs, and lack of sleep can affect one's mental health. If you experience a mental health problem, there are usually other factors as well. One thing I would like us to discuss one of these days is depression. Do mental health problems run in families? Let's see. Research suggests that some mental health problems run in families. For example, if you are a parent with schizophrenia, you are more likely to develop schizophrenia yourself, but no one knows if this is because of your genes or because of other factors. Somebody will be asking, what is schizophrenia? I'd like us to find out what it is. Schizophrenia is a complicated mental health problem related to psychosis. More trouble for us. There's lots of misconceptions about it. Even mental health professionals don't all agree about it. But the reality is that 1 in every 100 people get a diagnosis at some point in their life. So let's see what psychosis is. Psychosis is also called a psychotic experience, or psychotic episode is when you perceive or interpret reality in a very different way from people around you. You might be said to lose touch with reality. The most common type of schizophrenia are hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking and speech. It affects people in different ways. Anybody might experience it once, have short episodes throughout your life, or live with it most of the time. So seeing what schizophrenia is, these may be influenced by genes. Researchers have not found any specific genes that definitely cause mental health problems. Many people who experience a mental health problem don't have any parents, children, or otherwise other relatives with the same condition. Okay, they are saying is brain chemistry a factor. Okay, so these are deep matters. I'll be looking for an expert very soon. We'll have them here and they will explain stuff to us. But the point I was trying to make us understand that mental health is very important for everybody, Christian or not. You need to pay attention to it because you cannot lose yourself and you cannot give what you don't have. You have to have a sound mind to do the work of God. You have to have a sound mind to relate well with your family. You need a sound mind to relate well at work. You need a sound mind to relate well with the people in your society. You need a sound mind to achieve your goals or fulfill the destiny for which God has called you. Let us pay attention to mental health. And some may be spiritual, some may be physical. I believe that everything in this world is sponsored by a spirit. Yes, everything is sponsored by a spirit because whatever God has created came out of words that He spoke. It is the words that are speak, their spirit and their life. And so they've created life. The words have created life. The words have created reptiles. They've created mammals. They've created all the birds in the air. They've created what you see in the sea, what is on the land, the trees, even you and I. He said, let the wind come from let the air come from the four winds of the earth, and it entered man. When you read the account of it, the dry bones coming back to life, that is how breath entered man at creation. And so the words that we speak, they are spirit and they are life, and everything in this life is controlled by a spirit. So there is a spirit for mental illness. Depression is a spirit. I've said that I'll bring one who is an expert or is I'll say is well versed in psychological matters because he's read psychology and tell us more about it. But take it seriously. God says that He wishes above all things that in all things you prosper, even as our soul prospers. And He also says that we have to enjoy good health, that we enjoy good, and He's not giving us a timid mind, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That is the spirit that He's given us.
It's musings time. It's the word on music.
Should the Christian pay attention to mental health? We found out from the scripture. At what point must one seek help? At what point must one seek help? I'll be bringing on the expert and he'll tell us more about this. God bless you for making time and pay attention to 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 and 3 John 2, which says that God has not given us a spirit of fear but of power, of sound mind, and of love, and also that God wishes above all things that we may enjoy good health, and that all may go well with us, even as our soul prospers. The Lord be with you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and give you peace. Thank you for watching. This is Musings with the FS. As you can see, I'm tired and worn out. I was trying to find rest, but I woke up. It was raining. It was 10 rush, so I couldn't continue my sleep. But I had to do this for the love of my beautiful and lovely viewers and listeners. It's been a while, and I promised to be coming your way sometimes. I should have done this on the 10th, but I developed the flu or cold or catarrh, what do you call it, wherever you are. Yeah, so that's why my voice is not so clear, but I hope this helps us. We're bringing on very soon an expert to talk to us about depression and mental health issues and why it is important for all of us. Thank you for staying with me. I'll see you on the next episode. It is bye for now.
It's Musings time. It's the word on Musings. Kindly feel free to subscribe, comment, share, like, and click the notification bell for more videos. Musings. It's Musings time.